Hello everyone and welcome to this online lecture for the course Introductions to Cultural Studies with me, Ms. Masnia Rahayu, and I will guiding you through this exciting subject that connect cultures, identity, and power in ways you may have never imagined before. In these sessions, we will explore what culture really means, not just as art, music, or traditions, but as something that shapes the way we think, behave, and even see ourselves and others. You will learn about the key concepts like representations, ideology, hegemony, and discourse, and discover how media, literature, and everyday life are all full of a meaning whether we realize it or not. This course is especially important for us as students of English literature because we will see how cultural theories can help us read texts more critically and understand the deeper messages within the stories, film, and even popular trends like TikTok or K-pop. By the end of this course, I hope you will be able to analyze culture more deeply, ask better questions, and see connections between literature and also society. So get ready to think critically, reflect on your own identity, and challenge the world around you. Let's begin. So, learning objectives for this material are understand the basic concept in cultural studies, analyze the role of cultural in constructing identity and power, apply cultural theories to the text and media, and then last one, connect cultural studies with literary analysis. So what is cultural studies? In these sessions, we introduce the basic definitions of cultural studies. Cultural studies is an interdisciplinary academic field, meaning it draws from multiple areas of knowledge rather than just one, instead of studying culture from only a literary or a sociological perspective. It combines tools and ideas from sociology, anthropology, media studies, and also literary theory. It views cultures not just as entertainment or traditions, but as a side of meaning and struggle, where ideas about identity, power, and society are constantly created, constated, and negotiated, whether we are looking at films, fashions, language, or social media. Cultural studies ask us to explore who control meaning, whose voices are heard, whose are silent. This foundational understanding helps us see that culture is never natural. It's to reflect deeper power dynamics within society. So cultural studies began in the UK in the 1960s. It was developed at the Birmingham Centre for Contemporary Cultural Studies, which became the center for this new field. Important figures like Stuart Hall, Richard Hogarth, and Raymond Williams helped build the foundations of cultural studies. They believe that everyday cultures like media, fashion, music should be studied seriously because it reflects power and social issues. In cultural studies, there are several additional key concepts that are important to understand, such as representations refers to how people and ideas are portrayed, and as identity refers to how socially constructed characteristics, and as ideology refers to how system of belief supporting powers, as hegemony refers to how dominance by consent, and the last one as discourse refers to ways of shaping knowledge and also power. So culture can be broadly categorized into high cultures and also popular cultures, each representing different aspects of societal expressions like Culture refers to the sophisticated and often elite form of arts, literature, and intellectual pursuits typically associated with the upper classes and institutions such as classical music, fine arts, and also opera. In contrast, popular cultures encompasses the mainstream, accessible form of entertainment expressions that resonate with the general public, including television shows, pop music, and social media trends, while high cultures is often seen as a marker of social status and educations. Popular cultures reflect the taste of interest of the masses, highlighting the dynamic interplay between different cultural forms and their impact on society. So, what is the correlations between media and also cultures? Media as a cultural producer, media doesn't just reflect reality, it creates meaning and influence how we understand the world. Media shapes meaning and identity. The way people are represented in the media affect how they are perceived and how they perceive themselves. Who controls the media? Important to ask who own media outlets and what agendas they might be promoting. Ownerships can influence representations and also ideology. So what is connections between ideology and power in cultural studies? Culture as a side of ideological struggle. Cultural products often reflect competing ideologies. For example, feminism versus patriarchy or nationalism versus multiculturalism. Who defines what is normal? The dominant ideology decides what is considered normal, good, or desirable. Cultural studies challenge these assumptions. Media reinforce dominant ideologies. TV, film, and literature can spread dominant values such as capitalism, consumerism, and also patriarchy, often without the audience noticing. So what is the connections between the identity and representations in cultural studies? Identity refers to race, gender, class, religion, etc. Identity is complex and shaped by many factors, both personal and also social. Media shapes how we see ourselves and also others. For example, constant portrayal of a woman as housewife can influence gender roles in a society. Representations can empower or stereotype. Some portrayal give visibility and voice to marginalized groups, others reduce them to simplicity or negative image. So what is the connections between globalizations and also culture? Global flow of cultures, music, movies, fashions, and other cultural products now travel around the world faster than ever before. There are cultural imperialism versus cultural hybridity. Cultural imperialism, the dominance one of cultures, or often Western, and hybridity, it's about the culture mixing and creating new form. And how about the local adaptations, or we know as globalization? Means global products are adapted to fit local cultures. Example, McDonald's menu in Indonesia is different from in the US. So what is hegemony in cultural studies context? Gramsci say that hegemony is a dominance by consent. Means that people accept dominance ideas because they seem natural, not because they are forced to. Maintained through media, education, religion, these institutions help normalize the dominant ideologies. For example, schools teach patriotism as a value. And hegemony as a cultural resistance, it is also possible. Subculture, protest movement, and alternative media challenge dominant norm and create counter-hegemonic narrative. So what is the relevance to literary studies? Texts reflect cultural and historical context. Literature is not produced in a vacuum. It is shaped by the society and time in which it was written. Who is speaking? Who is silent? Cultural study asks which voices are heard in a text, which are ignored or marginalized. Apply cultural studies to novel, poem, plays. You can use theory of identity, ideology, or hegemony to analyze the literary work more deeply. Here is the example of cultural studies in the Indonesia context. Indonesians' pop cultures like sinetron, TikTok, and also dangdut. Local cultural products reflect social values, tensions, and also aspirations. They are worth analyzing critically. And then urban youth culture and identity. Young people in cities often form identities based on global influence, digital trends, and also local traditions. And then issues of race, gender, and religion, and also class. Cultural studies can help explore how these issues appear in Indonesia media and also literature and how they shape society. Okay, now we come to the methodology in cultural studies. First is textual analysis. Close reading of a text, such as novels, films, and others, to examine meaning, representations, and also ideology. The second one, you can use ethnography methodology. It's like observing and participating in cultural practices to understand how people create meaning in real life. And then discourse analysis. It's about studying how language shapes cultural and social norm and power, especially in media, education, politics. And the last one is about intersectionality. It's about analyzing how different aspects of identity, such as race, gender, and class, intersect and influence experience of oppressions or privilege. Okay, I will give you case study for film analysis. For example, we look at the Crazy Rich Asians movie, a film celebrated for Asians representations, but also criticized for ignoring Southeast Asians' realities. There is a stereotypes and also representations. The film presents rich East Asians elites. Does this reinforce classism or exclude other identities? You can answer it. And there is connections between global versus local identity. How do Asians, American, or Southeast Asians relate to the films? And also, what identities are made visible or invisible? Okay, case study number 2. We can look at the music and also identity. For example, K-pop fandom in Indonesia. K-pop is a global phenomenon. Indonesia fans create their own meaning, performance, and also identities. We look at there is cultural performance and also gender issues. K-pop challenges and play with gender norm through fashions, dance, and also fandom cultures. Fandom also we can look as a resistance and also community. Fans often resist stereotype like childish girl, inform strong online and offline communities. Okay, the case number 3. We can look at about digital cultures. For example, TikToks, memes, and also digital activisms. The internet enables new form of cultural expressions and also political engagement. Online identity and also performance, people curate their image online. Identity become a performance, like government idea of the representations of self. Cancel culture and also viral content also becoming the analysis of cultural studies students. Culture online can be fast and reactive. People can be quickly judged or cancelled for their actions or beliefs. Okay, now it's time to use our critical thinking. Culture is not natural. All cultural products carry values and ideology. We must ask what messages that send. Ask who benefits, who is excluded. Critical thinking involves identifying who has power, who is marginalized in cultural texts. We have to develop our critical awareness because cultural studies train us to be more reflective and less passive in consuming the culture. Now come to the summary of this material. Cultural studies are the study of meaning, power, and also identity. It focuses on how culture shapes the way we live, we think, and relate to each other. It's about the interdisciplinary and critical. It's borrowed from many disciplines and encourage us to question dominant belief and connect theory with real-world issues. Cultural studies is not just a theory, it's helped us understand real social problem and cultural experience. It's time for reflections and also discussions. You can think or discuss to yourself or to your friend. So the first one, what kind of culture do you consume? Please encourage yourself to reflect on the movies, music, book, and online content they engage with daily. And then how does it affect how you see yourself? Please consider how your identity or their identity is shaped by the cultures they consume. And the last one is, where do you see power and ideology in your daily life? Please help you and yourself and also them to apply critical thinking to social media, education, fashions, and more. Well, as we wrap up these explorations of cultural studies, remember that the insight gained here can empower you to critically engage with the world around you. By understanding the complexities of cultures, representations, and also power dynamics, you can become a more informed by active participants in society. Embrace the diversity of perspective and continue to question the narrative that shape our life. Your curiosity and critical thinking are vital tools in navigating the rich tapestry of cultures. Thank you for being part of this journey, and may your explorations and cultural studies inspire you to make meaningful connections and also contributions in your own community. See you in the next material, and bye-bye!